What is up, YouTube? Hope you guys are enjoying your holiday break. Today I want to take a look at the most anticipated electric vehicles for 2022. There are tons of startup companies projecting to release their vehicles next year or by 2023. So I want to go through some of those companies and see which ones I could see myself investing in and which ones I'm not. There are tons of companies right now entering the electric vehicle market, so I might not cover yours in this video. So comment down below which company you're most excited about and I can definitely take a look at that. If you guys are excited for the electric vehicle market in 2022, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and let's get started. First one on the list is Canoo. Its ticker symbol is GOEV, trading at $8, down 4% for the day. Canoo is trying to bring this lifestyle vehicle to market. Canoo is not a household name yet, but it could become a very good acquisition target with its unique design. So maybe Apple, they are trying to penetrate the EV market, so Canoo's design could be very fitting to what Apple's doing. That is some very speculative ideas there, but it would give Apple a platform to build their electric vehicles off, because if Apple starts from the ground up, it would take them much longer to go to market, but that's just an idea there. For now, Canoo has multiple electric vehicles unveiled and planned through 2023. It's a very unique design. It has 188 cubic feet of volume and it allows for seating from 2 to 7 people. With this panoramic glass, I think it will be great for Ubers and like city tourism and maybe even last mile delivery van. They'll be offering a few different trims, but they'll all come with 250 miles of range, and the MSRP will be starting around $35K before taxes and fees. And they expect that the lifestyle vehicle will launch in late 2022. The next one on the list is Fisker FSR, trading at $16.28. It's also down 4% for the day, and this one actually has a pretty high short interest rate, so it could be a good squeeze candidate as well. So this will be Fisker's second iteration at an EV company. The first one wasn't too successful. Fisker had a few different concepts, but ended up picking the Fisker Ocean back in 2019. This one's going to be an SUV starting around $38K, and that's before taxes. It's going to be the standard front wheel drive 250 mile range. I think one of the main selling points for Fisker is definitely the solar roof. I think it's a very unique technology. I'm guessing this is going to help prolong the battery range. And then the other point is that they're starting with an SUV and not a sedan. I think the SUVs are some of the best selling cars. And then the price tag is also going to be a huge selling point, since they'll be able to get it a little over 30K after the tax credits and all that. So the biggest thing is definitely the price tag, but we'll have to wait till November 22 when these vehicles are expected to be delivered. The next one on the list is Ford Motor Company, trading at $20.76. I think this one can become a nice dividend / growth company, especially with the transition into the EV market. I think they are going to become a big player. Ford does already have the Mach-E out in the market, but their plans for 2022 is to get the F-150 out. You guys know that the F-Series is one of the best selling pickups in the US. So now they're trying to transition those sales into an electric vehicle truck. They have already picked up over 200K reservations, and that's not even including the commercial customers, so those reservations can definitely go up. I'm sure you've seen the commercial ads where they promote the truck as well. It's going to have a standard 230 mile range, home charging, and the ability to charge other electric vehicles. The MSRP for the 2022 Lightning is going to start at $40K, and then it goes up from there with features like the 300 mile extended battery and so on. The thing I'm looking forward to with Ford is they are going to open their sales books in January 2022, which is next month, and then they're going to begin deliveries in the spring. The next vehicle that I'm looking forward to in 2022 is going to come from Lucid. I'm sure you guys know Lucid already. Its ticker symbol is LCID. It's trading a little under $37, and it's also down about 4%. If you follow Lucid, I'm sure you know that their top tier Dream Edition trim started coming off the assembly lines for the customers, and that was in October. But something to look forward to in 2022 is going to be the Lucid Air Pure. Instead of paying $170K for the Dream Edition, people will be able to get the Pure, which is only $77,000. It's going to be a more affordable trim, and it's also going to ramp up the sales numbers for Lucid in 2022. The best thing about the Lucid Air Pure is you're definitely going to pay a lot less, but you're not going to lose a lot of value. So instead of having 500 plus mile range, you're only going to have 400. So 400 is still a great number. And then the horsepower is going to come down to 480, which is still a lot as well. So definitely be on the lookout, as the Lucid Air is expected to arrive sometime in 2022. Next one on the list is going to be NIO, ticker symbol NIO. It's trading under $30, about 1% down today. For 2022, NIO is going to be delivering the new model ET5. It's going to be the second sedan offered from NIO. The main features include the NIO Autonomous Driving, NIO Aquila Super Sensing, and NIO Atom Supercomputing. All these are going to allow the new EV to gradually achieve safe autonomous driving. price tag on this is going to be about 51K, and deliveries are expected to begin in China in September 2022. The main thing I will say about NIO though is they don't have any exposure to the US market. Since it is a Chinese company, there is a lot of fear in investing in this one. For me, it just becomes a riskier investment since there's always the possibility of being delisted or any other unforeseeable event. Not to mention that the US could make it harder for NIO to penetrate the US market and possibly even give out credits for their vehicle. The next one on the list is GGPI. I have covered this one on the channel a few times, trading at $11.43. They'll be taking Polestar public through a reverse SPAC merger. For today's action, didn't really do too much, down 3 cents for the day. For now, Polestar is already delivering their Polestar 2, but for 2022, they have plans to start production of the Polestar 3. That's going to be an SUV specifically built for the US market, and it's going to be built on a new generation EV architecture designed specifically by Volvo. Polestar hasn't really given too much details on the Polestar 3, but they do expect it to be a high-end safety-focused vehicle and should include autonomous driving features. I'm thinking that will probably come later, probably 2023. As far as price tag, will probably be from $50,000 to $70,000. Moving over to the next one is Rivian Automotive, ticker symbol RIVN, trading a little under $103, down almost 4% for the day as well. This one's actually a very interesting company because they have solid backing from Amazon. Rivian is focused on pickup trucks. Their flagship is the R1T, but for 2022 they are delivering their SUV version, which is the R1S. They did start recently delivering those at the end of December, but for 2022 they're going to start doing more trims. That's going to include the Adventure and the Explore package, which are all going to include about 300 plus range of mileage. So as you can see, it's going to have a higher range than the Ford that we talked about earlier. The R1S is expected to start coming in 2022, but the delivery times will vary depending on the trim and the add-ons. The last one that I'll be looking forward to is going to be Tesla's Cybertruck. As you know, it got delayed from 2021 to 2022. There's tons of interest in the Cybertruck. It already has about 80 billion plus in pre-orders. It's going to come with 4 different motors, 4-wheel steering, and a crab mode, which I think is what GM introduced. So Tesla definitely adapting to the competition and picking up some functionality along the way. The production should be scheduled to begin in late 2022, at least for now. So I'm thinking leading up to that, we'll probably get some teasers and some trailers to get the investors excited for it. So now that we looked at the different companies and what they have planned for 2022, I made a table with some different metrics to kind of help us decide which one could be the best player and see what they have coming for the year ahead. So what I include in the table is the symbol here just for reference if you want to invest in them. The year that they're founded gives us a good idea of how long they've been in the industry, the current stock price and shares, and this helps us get their market cap. You basically multiply the price times their shares and you get the market cap here. Then I also did the estimates of revenue for 2021 and 2022. The next column is growth percentage, and that's going to be comparing 2021's revenue to 2022's revenue. I also included the price to sales ratio, which is the market cap divided by the revenue. And that's pretty straightforward. It's just telling us how much we're paying versus their sales. And lastly, I included the cash on hand for the most recent quarter. And that helps us gauge how well they're managing their cash and how long they can actually operate for if they weren't to have any revenue. So I highlighted Canoo and Fisker because they're the 2 companies that don't have any deliveries yet. They are still working on their first vehicle to bring to market. Ford already has the Mach-E out in the market. Lucid has been delivering their Dream Edition. NIO has been working on tons of different models. Polestar is working on their Polestar 2 deliveries. Rivian somewhat already has deliveries going. And then Tesla, of course, is pioneering everything in electric vehicles. So they already have tons of exposure there. But these won't start their deliveries until probably late 2022. Also, they don't have much cash on hand. Canoo has 400 million and Fisker has 1.4 billion. So Fisker does have a lot more cash in hand than Canoo. But still, their revenue estimates for 2022 are pretty small. Fisker's going to do 220 for the year and Canoo's only going to do about 134. So these are just going to be the projected average estimates. We still have to account for inflation and maybe supply chain issues. So this will be on the best case average scenario. So in my opinion, pretty low, at least compared to the other companies, which will be the lowest at 2 billion, and that's coming from Lucid. So what I did now is rearrange these rows by the price to sales ratio. So now the more attractive companies are going to be at the top, and that's going to be Ford, trading at $20.71. The reason I like these is because they're projected to do about 14% growth next year. They have pretty good amount of cash on hand, 27 billion in cash. So Ford is very attractive in my opinion. Easily one of the top 3 companies to invest in for electric vehicles. Moving over to NIO, I probably won't invest in this. It has a great balance sheet, some really good growth next year, but it is a Chinese company, so there's a lot more risk with it. I just don't want to stress out about the possibility of delisting and the other drama that comes with that. Polestar, I'm actually already invested in this one. It's got pretty good growth for next year, about 3.2 billion. They will also have a decent amount of cash on hand, 1.2 billion. The price to sales ratio is much higher than the other two, but compared to Lucid and Tesla, it is a much better attractive deal. Moving down to Tesla, I think this is a great investment. They have a great balance sheet. They have already demonstrated their EV dominance, and I think they will continue to do so. So for the long term, Tesla is still a solid play. And then moving down to Lucid and Rivian, I think these are a little bit more riskier just because of the valuation. You have to look at their 2021 and 2022 estimate revenues and compare that to their current market cap, and you can see that the price to sales ratio are much higher than the other ones. So for now, I probably will wait on a pullback, come down to a more fair valuation. But that's not to say I'm not excited for their vehicles. I think the designs are amazing, and I'm excited to see those cars in the road. And I'm saying that for all the companies, including Canoo and Fisker, even though these do have more to prove, but I still think they could do well. Like I said, we just need to see their first vehicle out on the road, and then investing can become more of a reality. But for now, I'll be rooting for them on the sidelines and see how they do. So those are just a few metrics that I used to compare some of these companies. I think if I had to invest in one of these companies, it would have to be Ford, just because they have that dividend right now and they're pivoting their business into a growth sector. And it's all going to start early next year when they start taking orders for the F-150 and then start delivering the vehicles in spring. Well guys, that is all I have for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the table. Maybe I should add another column, take out some columns. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which ones are your favorite EV companies and which ones I should add to the list. I hope you guys learned something from the video. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.